I have 4 special needs young adults that are biologically mine. Um, One of them that was at the time living with us, he now resides in another state, and doing very well, because I had to get him away from the police department here because he was triggered. So at the time, he deals with explosive behavior. He's autistic and he also deals with explosive behavior. So he had a bad night. Unfortunately, it got out of hand to the point that I had to call for the CIT officers. At the time, they called them the best team, best officer, but now they call them CIT. And the officer came out. The issue that I had, I was trying to get the officer to focus more on trying to help my son calm down, or at least, find a way where we can get him to the hospital to get him treated and things. I got questioned constantly about, well, are you the parent? Are you the biological parent? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, ma'am. And I'm like, no, it's sir. And he's like, but you just said you were the biological parent. I'm like, yeah, I was his mom, but I identify as his dad now. So I would constantly get ma'am, miss, and stuff, even though I would constantly correct him. So then that turned into a triggering situation for me, in addition to dealing with the stuff with my son. So, and then upset by my son going off, it got to the point where my son had an altercation between him and the officer, those two wrestling and fighting in the house, other officers showing up, my other kids and my wife, my mother being upset because we all were, and all of us were living in the house together. And so it took like 7 other officers just to get him calmed down. And, it took for the supervisor to finally show up to talk to the officer, for the officer to finally come over and apologize for the whole misgendering act, which shouldn't have occurred. So now we brought that to the commissioner's attention. And I want to say that didn't go well, not as well as we would have liked, just from the comments that were made in that conversation. But it led to me being a part of the CPIC program, which is part of the consent decree, that allows us to train the new CIT officers that come through in various things. So you have different facilitators who are teaching for different things. Some are teaching about folks with disabilities. Some are teaching about folks in the aging department and elderly. Some are talking about folks with head trauma. I do the training for LGBTQ plus, awareness and how to work with our community. Because we find that a lot of folks in our community don't trust the police officers, and then if they're dealing with mental health and a part of their community, then that's double the stigma, and then having the whatever interactions, that may be bad with the police, a lot of that stuff all piles up. So part of me going in to be able to talk to them, to educate them, and I have that, and teaching about what it's supposed to look like, or what things they're supposed to do as police officers when it comes to our community.